Hi, welcome to Gooseberry Bridge Farm. I'm Stacy.
And I'm Jeremy. So thanks for watching our YouTube channel. This is our introduction. We met back in 2001 in Western North Carolina on Max Patch Mountain. We kept in touch for a few years and got married in 2004 and started a family. We had our first child a couple years later, and before we knew it, we had 4 kids.
By about that point, we had really decided we wanted to move to the country, and we weren't really thinking farm necessarily, but out of the city. We decided to make a 5-year plan.
And our 5-year plan lasted about 2 years. I think I ran across this farm on Zillow.
I ran across this farm on Zillow.
You ran across this farm on Zillow.
You overlooked this farm on Zillow.
Fair point. You sent it to me, and then I looked at it,
yes.
And I called a realtor and said, we want to see it. And just thinking we would just check it out. So when we turned in the driveway for the first time, coming to look at the property, the first thing we saw was this super cool bridge at the bottom of the hill going over a little creek, and then the house up on a hill past it. And I think for Stacy, at least, it was done at that point.
Pretty much. I mean, who doesn't want a bridge in their driveway?
It's
magic.
Just perfect. And by the beginning of November, we were moved in. When we moved here, we had 5 kids. Robin here was just about a year old, almost a year old. We moved here a week before his first birthday. Since then, Teddy's come along, and the kids have all adapted really well to farm life. Before we moved here, we lived in a subdivision about 20 miles from here, 25 miles from here, in town, and our kids were, you know, city kids. What's your favorite thing on the farm?
Everything.
Everything? You like it better than living in town?
Mm-hmm. Way better.
Way better?
Teddy. Me.
You want to come up here? So that first spring, we got our first animals. And we started out with chickens and sheep and goats.
And rabbits. And guineas.
All at once. We just kind of jumped right in.
Between February and April of that year, we got all the farm animals, all the fences.
We talked to a lot of people who have since told us that their philosophy on starting a farm or a homestead has been to moderate, go slow. Just
Focus
get one animal, just do one crop, just do one thing, and do it well. But it turns out we did the exact opposite. We just kind of belly flopped right in the middle of the pool and started out with all the animals. So here we are at the beehives. This was our first year with bees. And yeah, a lot of them have died, as Teddy has showed us. It's December right now, and the bees are thinning out for the year to hunker down for the winter. But today's been a really warm day, so you see they're coming and going a little bit, even though it's late in the day. So there's not a lot of activity right now, but our bees did pretty well for us this year for the first year. We were able to leave them with enough honey to last the winter, and we harvested about 20 quarts, which is about 30 pounds of honey, which is enough to, okay, we've angered the bees, we'll back up a little. So one of the first things we did when we got here was try to uncover where the garden was going to be. And handily, it didn't take us long to figure out that there had actually been a garden here from the original homestead 100 years ago, and it had been used within the last probably 10 or 15 years. So we started with that as our beginning spot and started cleaning up, and then we put in our first year garden the next spring.
The garden was about 40 by 80, and we've expanded since then.
After putting in our first year garden, we did our first year of canning and preserving here. Which we'd done at our old place, but it was on a much smaller scale. And that led us to, you know, just every year expanding the garden, canning a little bit more, preserving a little bit more. When we first moved here, this is just a big open green space. There was nothing here, so that kind of led to our talk about what can we do to try to have this property, the farm, generate some revenue for us. And I always like to say that Stacy can throw a seed on a rock and it'll grow. I know, she's tired of me saying that, but it's true. She has a green thumb, very green thumb. So we've done really well with the produce, but we use it all. So we thought, flowers. She loves flowers, she's great at growing them. And we opened from the end of June until roughly the 1st of September
For you pick.
For you pick, and it was a success. Almost
despite
every
the drought.
Yeah, despite the drought,
the weather was
despite
awful.
COVID, and the general dumpster fire that was 2020, it actually went really well. So this year, at the end of 2020, where we are right now, we are expanding. We've got new beds laid out for 2021, and we're almost doubling.
So Robin, how did we decide to grow flowers?
To make a flower field.
What for?
For people to put them in jars and make them look pretty.
Put them in jars and make them look pretty.
That's what they do.
How do flowers make people feel?
Good.
Good. Happy.
How do flowers make you feel?
I don't know. I help me feel happy.
They make you feel happy?